Wichita, Kansas of 1875, there was one subject more deadly than the raids of outlaws or the gunfights between cowhands. Should women be allowed to vote? Yes, we smile now, but this was a controversy which erupted in violence along the frontier. And when the women's suffrage movement hit Wichita like a tornado, Marshal Wyatt Earp found himself caught between the two warring factions, with his life and his job at stake.
I want to tear that sign down. Yeah, go on. Let's break it up. We're both under arrest. What are you arresting me for, Marshal?
Takes two to make a fight, Mr. Donovan.
Well, we don't want no suffragette from Wyoming telling us folks in Kansas what to do.
I'm from Wyoming. We gave him the vote 5 years ago, and it ain't done no harm. I take him to jail. I got it.
And the rest of you break it up.
My boss's wife is a suffragette.
Well, she ain't right bright.
You calling platoons to break it up? Now hold it.
He says he's gonna roust that lady speaker as soon as she leaves the depot.
Thanks. I better go on down there.
Well, I told you to hold it, and you walk with me until you cool off.
Well, there ought to be a law against these...
Bring it up in the next Congress.
I'm ashamed to say this, Miss Laramie, but you're invading enemy country.
Oh, that's not unusual for me, Mr. Murdoch. Why, I've even had eggs thrown at me several times.
We have rough ways in Wichita.
Rough? Why, you publish the best paper west of Kansas City.
Thank you, ma'am.
And that darling wife of yours. I know it was brave of her to invite me to speak, but there won't be any trouble, I'm sure.
Well, this is my office, Miss Laramie.
Sorry, Mr. Murdoch, it's as far as she goes.
Jim, what is this?
We're not going to hurt Miss Laramie. Just make sure she gets back on the next train.
You men must be drunk or crazy.
Oh! All right, don't try anything. Get off your horses.
Nice timing, Wyatt.
That poor man, you killed him.
No. He's just groggy. This is Mr. Earp, our town marshal. In all the gunfights and melees he's had to go through, he's never once seriously hurt or killed a man. Ollie, you and Paul take him on over to jail. I better go on over to the hotel with you. Yes, I think you have.
No. You take my things on over to the hotel, Mr. Murdoch. I'm going to the jail.
Jail?
Why, yes. I have to help those poor cowhands. And I want to talk to you, Mr. Earp.
Oh. Miss Laramie is our guest, Wyatt. She has the freedom of the town. I'll bring Mrs. Murdoch over to the hotel later.
Thank you. Jails don't shock me. And please don't offer me your arm. And I can't quite follow your reasoning, Mr. Earp. Those men are simply misguided. Why keep them in jail?
Attempted abduction, wearing guns within the city limits.
Well, won't you let me sign bond for them?
That's up to the judge. Now, won't you please sit down? Look, Miss Laramie, woman suffrage is a political controversy. It's not my job to take sides. I'm hired to keep order.
Oh, a wishy-washy neutral.
No, I'm a peace officer. I stop fights and try to prevent cowhands from interfering with you. Now, as to this meeting of yours tonight.
Yes?
It may start a riot. I think you ought to change the place of the meeting and hold it on the other side of town.
Oh, that's nonsense. Wichita is a civilized town.
Wyatt! Wyatt, there's a big free-for-all down at Keno Corner. You better hurry.
Guns?
No, just fist-fighting, Ollie says, but it could turn into a gunfight.
Yeah. Well, as you say, Miss Laramie, Wichita is a civilized town. I'll see you later.
Come on now, cut it out. Cut it with you guys.
Break it up! And the next time I catch any of you fighting like this, you're going to spend 5 days in jail. Now go on, break it up. Go on.
You favor votes for women?
Not at the moment. How do you stand, Wyatt?
I'm lucky I'm standing at all. Some one person started that uproar out there.
Yes, I think Senator Mike Teague has passed the word.
Teague, when did he get back?
Last night. I begged my wife not to hold that meeting downtown.
Is the senator feeling that much against voting for women?
If women had the vote in Kansas, Mike wouldn't last long as a politician. crusty, middle-aged bachelor.
His boys could start a riot.
Sure. I told Mrs. Murdoch. You know what her reply was? She said, we hire men to keep order. If anything happens at the music hall, it'll be your fault.
Oh, that's nice.
Did you speak to Miss Laramie about moving the rally?
I did. No luck. Now I'll go have a talk with the other side of the argument, Mike Teague. Hey, cheer up. What do you got to be so sad about?
I have to write an editorial on woman suffrage.
I thought being Marshal of Wichita was tough. Good luck.
And I think I may honestly say, I have too much respect for the ladies, may heaven always bless them, to have their pure natures trapped in the pit of politics.
Amen, Senator. You know, I read in the Kansas City Star that the strain of voting would be bad for their health. Now, what do you think of that, Senator?
A very important point. Who'd want his mother, his sister, or his wife jostling among men for a place at the polls on election day? We put our women on a pedestal. Why, gentlemen, if we force them to vote, they'll be running for office next.
Impossible, sir.
No, sir, not impossible. And what would happen to the law with women on juries and women judges? Oh, and speaking of the law, here's my good friend Marshal Earp. Excuse me, gentlemen. Well, Wyatt, how are you?
Well, I'm in good health, Senator, but there seems to be an epidemic of broken heads around.
Oh, you mean this suffragette business? A nasty bad thing.
Well, I'd kind of like to talk to you about it.
Well, certainly. Shall we rest ourselves, Wyatt?
Why don't we go in the back room?
Of course. Good idea. Oh. Give all the boys a drink. On the Senator.
Now, look, it's my job to head off any more trouble before it gets started. And the Douglas Avenue crowd would listen to you, Senator. It'd be a big help if you asked the boys to cool off. What do you say?
Wyatt, you've made a great record here. I'm proud of what you've done for Wichita.
But you won't call off the rough stuff, huh?
Oh, let's not put it that way.
Well, how would you put it?
I think she's after starting a riot so she can be a martyr. That's the way they put it over in Wyoming. Oh, you're one of the Lord's innocents when it comes to politics, Wyatt. The Laramie woman is a female John Brown. This is a police matter involving the public safety. I think you should close the music hall.
What good would that do? They just hold their meeting out in the street.
Then arrest the woman and escort her to the first train.
Are you that afraid of it?
What?
Look, the females have been voting in Wyoming for several years. They got one of the best territorial governments I know about.
Miss Laramie has made a quick convert.
No, sir. But I've made a quick discovery. It isn't just political conscience that bothers you. You're afraid of women. And the way they may vote. You've been waiting here all this time?
Yes. Your men brought in a dozen more cowhands. Some of them have been brutally treated.
Well, we didn't do it. They got bruised up fighting among themselves.
Well, I must take your word for that. I don't suppose you'll release them without fines.
It's up to the judge.
Here's $500. Can I post this? If it comes to more, you could let me know at the hotel.
All right. You want me to let the newspaper know about it?
It might help our cause.
Mm-hmm. I just had a talk with Senator Teague.
Oh, him.
Well, you know the senator.
By reputation. He's one of our worst enemies in Kansas.
I also had a talk with Mr. Murdoch. We both think that you ought to hold tonight's meeting on the other side of town.
No.
All right, then maybe I can put on enough special deputies to protect you.
I don't want police protection.
That's for me to decide, not you.
Oh, I found you out at last, Marshal Earp. You're against us.
Wait a minute, Miss Laramie. All the women I know believe in equal rights.
Indeed.
But they realize it's going to be a long fight. Now, you think you had a real tussle in Wyoming. Well, the men outnumber the women 8-1 there. The politicians gave you that vote.
Oh, no, we won it.
Only because the men figured that your vote wouldn't amount to anything. Soon there'll be as many women as there are men in Kansas. It's a different deal here. If you don't stop behaving like a fool, you're going to set your cause back years and years.
And how should I behave?
Like a woman. Ollie, in a half hour, I want you and Paul to go on over to the music hall. Watch that front door. Frisk every man for guns, rocks, and rotten eggs. I'll have the special deputies inside and on the back door. They'll all be carrying guns inside their coat.
Oh, hi, Mr. Murdoch.
Ollie.
Got to talk to you, Wayne.
Look, the special deputies will be here any minute. Why don't you go outside and meet them?
Okay.
Right? Any trouble starts, I want you to know who they are.
Right. Yes, sir.
You don't look too happy. What's wrong?
That Laramie woman. She's talked the mayor into calling off your plans.
What?
They were ashamed to hand you this. I do all the dirty work. No police protection, just 2 officers outside the music hall.
Well, Jim Hope's the boss.
I'm sorry, Wyatt. They'll all be sorry long before that meeting's over.
It'll be too late. Maybe I could say I never got this order.
Whoa, now, Wyatt.
Worst thing I can do is fire me.
Well, we could both be wrong. What if nothing happens at all? We can't afford to rile up the mayor.
Well, maybe you're right. I'm gonna still keep my deputies close by. Any trouble starts so we can get there in time. Maybe.
The next thing you know, they'll be going into saloons and buying voices. Five my wife. Stay in there, you.
What's the matter with you?
All I said was it'd be all right for Texas women to vote.
And I say Alabama women can vote. They have as much sense as Texas women.
Don't you say nothing about Texas women.
That's right. All I got to say to you is... Oh, so... Get in there. No. Hey, just a minute. Hold it, Red.
Well, here, hold it yourself.
Just a minute, Red. Hold it. Hold it. Why, you... Hold it.
Save your strength for inside.
All
Now
right.
Go on in.
All right. Can't even have any fun.
Senator?
Just a little argument, Wyatt. No harm done.
What was that remark I heard you make about saving strength for inside?
You misunderstood me. What I said
My
was...
hearing's right good, Senator. I asked you to keep your crowd in order. You better do it.
Are you threatening me?
You can call it anything you want. But if there is any trouble, you're going to go to jail along with the rest of them.
You're working awfully hard to lose a good job.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, may I present Miss Joan Laramie, the Joan of Arc from Wyoming. Miss Laramie.
Please. I am not a monster. I haven't come here to put the people of Wichita in a dungeon. I have come to ask that you set free 1/2 of your own people who are now in chains. Yes, in chains. The women of Kansas are not free. No woman in this republic is free until she has the right to vote. I repeat, no woman is free until she has the right to vote.
What's the matter with you? Come on.
go on over to Dr. Brake's office. Right, there's a couple of men in there who need medical attention.
I know it. I'll send some men over.
Hold still, blast you. My right eye ought to saw your leg off.
Why, Doc? Which side you on?
Neither one. I believe in taking the votes away from everybody until they prove they got the brains that the good Lord gave a goose. Huh? Stay outside. I got enough in here already.
It's bleeding pretty bad, Doc.
Sit down and wait your turn.
Why, Doc, you know me.
Sit down and shut up. There's a man over here's got a slug in his chest. Up on the table, Sonny. Easy now.
Oh, Senator Teague?
Yes? Oh, it's Miss Laramie.
Oh, please don't try to get up. I heard you've been injured. Is it very bad?
Ah, the ministering angel.
Let me see. Oh, doctor. Doctor.
You wait your turn.
I will not.
Give me a hand, boy. Just hold his shoulder. It's a big wound. Very dangerous.
Oh, doctor, this won't do. He needs some stitches.
All right, sister. Why don't you go and find a needle and a thimble?
Doctor, I am Joan Laramie, and this is Senator Teague.
Yes, I know all about it. And a fine howdy-do you both started. Before you know it, they'll be bringing Wyatt in here dead. Let the senator bleed.
I'll be all right.
Well, a bandage is better than a handkerchief. Is it true that your people started the riot?
Well, now,
Don't lie to her, Mike.
He doesn't have to lie to me. I've made friends of some of my bitterest political enemies.
I hold to my opinion.
Politics. Talk. That's all you keep doing. While I'm over here working, trying to patch these people up, fixing the voters so they can go to the polls. Hey, it's getting quiet outside. Let me see that wound. You don't need any stitches. Get out of here. Both of you. I got men out in that waiting room that need knife and bullet work. Don't tell me they missed you.
I was lucky. Senator, can you walk to jail?
You're not arresting me.
That's right. Come on.
Why
You better come too.
We're both under arrest?
That's right.
On what charge, might I ask?
Inciting to riot.
You're right, Wyatt. The senator just the same as admitted that his crowd started the trouble.
There's a dead man over at the Texas Hotel bar. Come on. Persecution.
Persecution. Politics. Oh, every day it's something new. Talk. Politics. How would he come now? Oh, boy. Politics.
Wally? Yes, sir. These two people will be staying with us until I talk to the judge.
You can't get away with this, Wyatt.
That's for the judge to decide.
After you're fired, my friends may hurt you.
Well, thank you for warning me, Senator. If you'd like to use my desk to write another speech, go right ahead.
No, thank you.
Keep the door locked behind me. Yes, sir.
Like some water?
Yes. Not in that. That fellow Earp deserves to be fired.
He will be.
But, Senator, you said your friends would hurt him. You didn't mean that.
I can't control my friends.
But the mayor will release us, and the judge will discharge Mr. Earp. Isn't that enough?
You started this thing
I did nothing of the sort. I came here to make a speech.
on a bitterly controversial matter.
But your friends started the fighting.
I don't admit that.
Well, it's true, and fortunately can be proven. Sorry I tried to make friends with a hoodlum like you.
Calling names now.
I've said all I'm going to say.
Good.
This time you may have lost your temper and used bad judgment. I can't understand why you arrested Teague and Miss Laramie. You can't prove incitement to riot against either of them.
That's what they did, Judge.
I agree with Wyatt. Did Miss Laramie incite the audience to use force?
No, sir.
Have you any witnesses that will swear that Teague ordered his crowd to break up the meeting?
No, sir.
All right. Then you'd better release them at once and apologize.
I'll apologize to Miss Laramie.
That will not satisfy Teague. And he's a state senator from this district.
I don't care who he is.
Now, Wyatt.
Look, there was a man killed tonight and a lot of others were hurt. Now, if you and the mayor want me to resign, all right, but he gets no apology.
I advise you to reconsider.
Wyatt, there's been enough trouble already.
No, let's go all the way. I quit.
Now, Wyatt,
Now, wait a minute.
think this over.
Mayor, we want to talk to you. Come on out here.
Your friends?
I know them.
You heard me turn the senator loose.
Wyatt isn't here. You men better go home.
Call to them. Tell them to stop.
He's asking for it.
Then I will.
No, wait. You keep out of it.
6 men against 1? Is that really what you believe in?
I'm a hoodlum. Your own word.
I got him covered, Wyatt. Just give me the word and I'll blast him.
Hold it. Don't pay any attention to this star I'm wearing. I'm not the marshal anymore. I quit.
That's real good news. Hold it. One of his deputies will plug us in the back.
No, they won't. Ollie, whoever's inside there, stay out of this.
Drop it. No fight.
All right, Senator. All we wanted was to get you out of there.
He's out. The judge ordered him released. You too, Miss Laramie.
Just like I said, Wyatt. Come on, boys.
He saved your life.
Maybe.
You aren't really going to quit, are you, Mr. Earp?
It's already done. The judge asked me to apologize to you, so I apologize.
Is that why you want to quit?
No, I arrested Teague and the judge wouldn't back me up.
But you were wrong, you know.
I was wrong about the man being killed?
Yes, the senator was trying to stop his men. I was wrong tonight, too. And just as stubborn about it as you are.
Oh?
I'm going to hold another meeting, but away from downtown. I'm sure Senator Teague won't object at all. Mr. Earp, you're a brave man and a good officer. Won't you change your mind and...
Wyatt, there's trouble at Doc Verbeek's office. Some of the cowhands that got hurt are threatening to start the fight all over again.
Tell Doc I'll be right down.
All right.
I'll see you at the next meeting. And you know, I really do favor votes for women.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Oh,